Good evening, everyone. Today marks 99 years since one of the largest natural disasters in U.S. history killed hundreds of people in Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana.
The tri-state tornado is still known as the most devastating tornado to ever hit the U.S. Nikki Clark is live in the studio with more.
Kathy, Jeff, that tornado devastated multiple heartland communities back in 1925, and many of those communities still commemorate the day almost 100 years later. In Jackson County, Illinois, March 18th is a day of remembrance.
Here in Jackson County, there were over 300 individuals that perished that day.
Scott Johnson is the president of the Jackson County Historical Society. Inside the building, a wall full of old picture frames show the magnitude of damage left behind by the tri-state tornado in 1925.
Left Murfreesboro pretty much destroyed. It wiped Gorham completely off the map. DeSoto was in pretty bad shape as well.
Johnson says it's a storm that caught everyone by surprise.
They didn't have any kind of warning because there weren't warnings, nothing like what we have today.
And what was horrible is over 500 people basically lost their lives in a 42-minute time span here in the heartland from Beeley over towards West Frankfort.
First Alert Chief Meteorologist Grant Dade says forecasting has come a long way in the past 99 years.
Nowadays, we understand all the different variables and shapes of tornadoes, but back in 1925, everybody assumed a tornado was that slender funnel.
He says the technology we have now,
the biggest contribution would be Doppler radar, because we would have seen this on Doppler. We would have seen it forming more than likely before it touched down. A tornado like that, though, would still cause significant destruction and probably loss of life, but I doubt we would see that number of almost 700 fatalities.
Still to this day, it is known as the worst tornado in the history of the United States.
Next year, the Jackson County community will mark the 100th anniversary. Memorials on every grave, panels about the tornado, and teaching material for schools. But he tells me an important thing to know is how these communities were able to heal from the disaster.
It was basically gone, and it came back and was still a thriving community for a long, long time afterwards.
The Historical Society is also working to create a monument to honor all of the lives lost in that tornado. You can find out more under this story on our website. In the studio, Nikki Clark, Heartland News.